9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Friday, happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and we're doing everything wrestling news for WWT Live, and I am not alone. The PR princess herself is in the building. How are you doing, Miss Courtney?
It is Friday. It's been a crazy week because over here there's a heat wave, there's air quality control because there's a fire in Canada, so we have to stay inside, but I'm doing okay. I'm staying cool, I'm staying safe, making sure everything, I am 100% healthy.
Wow, I had no idea. Well, I knew the heat wave. I did see the stuff in Canada, but yeah, it's so different on the West Coast, as you know.
Yeah, the fires spurning through the East Coast.
No, that's unfortunately. Hopefully it will get better. I know how we're gonna make things better. Keisha's also in the building. How are you doing, Keish?
Oh, that's so cute.
That's so cute.
But no, same. Going through the same thing as Courtney. It's very foggy and weird outside. Trying to keep safe and stay indoors, basically.
Wow, I'm like here. I'm complaining about. Oh my gosh, I have to walk the dogs.
Yeah.
Anyways, first world problems. But let's get into it for Dylan's sake. Let's get into that SmackDown preview, Courtney.
Yeah, we got SmackDown happening. This is like the final go-home show before tomorrow with Saturday night's main event. We do know there will be a Honey Night SmackDown, so you do not have to watch it alone at the top of the hour tonight on USA Network. Pretty much, you probably saw last week's SmackDown. We're going to see the aftermath between Nick Aldis and Gunther. Don't know what next steps are going to be, but some people saying they may have a match at SummerSlam. Some people are saying other things, but we shall see what's the aftermath after last week. And just to let you know, Adam Pearce is the general manager for tonight since he did a preview yesterday. And after what happened last week, Finn Balor will be taking on Tala Tonga after Tala Tonga attacked Finn the last couple weeks, especially in his match last week against Tama Tonga. He's going to get retribution against the other Tonga. So hopefully Finn at least gets some retribution and at least get the singles win. That's all I'm hoping for. And also, we now know the match at SummerSlam, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. We're going to see what's next for them. Obviously, of course, this weekend is Fanatics Fest. So very curious on what these guys are going to do. But these are the 3 cards with all this and more happening at the top of the hour for SmackDown. And is there anything, a segment or a match in particular that you're interested in SmackDown tonight?
Nick Aldis for sure, because I'm interested to see what's going to happen going into SummerSlam and then obviously tomorrow. And oh wow, let's block that.
I did all that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and we will be having a Saturday night main event watch along tomorrow, so definitely keep it locked for that as well. But yeah, yourself, Keish?
I want to see what happens with Sami Zayn, because I feel like it makes sense for him to come out today because he has the match tomorrow and he has the tag with Gunther. So I'm interested to see the dynamics with those 4 tonight.
What about you, Courtney?
I need Sami Zayn to go heel. He should have been heel like months ago. He should have been heel months ago.
After all they've been doing to him.
After everything, he needs to go heel. And especially after what CM Punk said to him, I think it was last year, a year ago, saying he wasn't on my level. I need Sami Zayn to go 360. Obviously, of course, with Nick Aldis and Gunther, it's going to be very interesting. But also, where are the ladies? I don't see any ladies matches for SmackDown tonight.
Well,
I feel like we should have set up Jade and Charlotte at this point, kind of too. I don't know. It's weird. It's been weird.
Yeah, it's been weird for sure. Yeah, we'll see. They might add last minute things, you know how they do, but they did go from the 3 hours to the 2 hours. So, I think the most important thing for them is the Saturday night main event. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's talk about Trick Williams calling out Booker T. What's going on with that?
So as you know, Fanatics Fest is happening. So Trick Williams is in the building, and of course, he's doing his thing, hanging out with some members from the New York Knicks and Tyrese Halliburton. But Trick Williams has heard Booker T might have one more match in him, and he would like to be his opponent. He was speaking on WWE Now at Fanatics Fest that's happening right now this weekend in New York. He spent several minutes crediting the Hall of Famer for building him before he pivoted to the call out. He goes on to say, Booker T is special, and I call him my uncle because I truly believe that Booker T is my uncle. He saw me before a time when it was the popular belief that Trick Williams was going to be the next big superstar or anything like that. Booker T, he saw me and he said, hey, look, man, I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing, but let me help you out. He said the coaching was specific and hands-on. He goes on to say, let me show you how to look at that camera and pose this way so your muscles look good and talk a little bit more trash right here in this part of the game. And then he adds on saying he was just able to teach me the game and elevate my game to the next level so I could be that superstar and continue to grow every single day. And he did it at a time when it wasn't the popular thing. So I always appreciate that. And then he made this pitch where word through the grapevine is Booker T wants one more match. He said he wants one more match, but I think it's only right. It's only benefiting if his last match is with the man that he helped mold into the superstar that he is today. And then Trick goes on to say, and I was thinking, what better time like the present, maybe within the next year or so, how would y'all like to see Booker T versus Trick Williams? And he made the case himself. And pretty much he goes on to say, just one more time. He needs that farewell match. He received his flowers and asked whether he is the right opponent for it. He pretty much pointed at the crowd door from Next Fest, and the people have spoken, but we haven't heard anything from Booker T yet. So it's interesting that it's causing a lot more conversation.
It's crazy. Wrestling is crazy. The man has helped you become part of the superstar you are, and you're like, yeah, let me beat you up.
Let me whoop that trick.
Yeah, let me whoop that trick. Any thoughts, Keish?
I wouldn't mind seeing this, honestly. I feel like I'm picturing the promos. I feel like the promos would be spectacular. It would be like nonsense, like times 100. So I wouldn't mind it.
Any thoughts, Courtney?
I think it would be interesting because why not the person that helped you build, especially with NXT, with the whoop that trick chant. And he mentioned many times he grew up watching Booker T and watching everything else. And Booker T is still a staple. We all knew him as calling him a sucker and then a 5-time WCW champion and obviously with Harlem Heat. But it would be really interesting to see that happening. But I wouldn't mind seeing one last match, especially with the person that trained him. I mean, why not? Because who better to do a farewell match with Booker T than Trick?
And can you imagine like Trick doing like Booker T's taunts to him like during their match? That would be funny.
Yeah, it would be really good. I mean, I definitely want to see it. I just find it like hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, you taught me so much, and I also want to. It's kind of like, you know, your mom taught you everything, and then you're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's have a fight.
Yes.
Hold 1 second. All right, and so WWE announces Worlds Collide the same night as AEW All Out. Let's. Are we surprised? But go on, Courtney.
I'm not surprised, but it's ironic that WWE announced Worlds Collide for Saturday, September 26th on the same date as AEW All Out, which, by the way, the same state in the same suburb, which is pretty odd. Worlds Collide is going to be held at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. All Out's going to take place at the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, which is pretty much in the suburbs of Chicago, which I find pretty funny. But because AEW released their date first, and then I think it was either yesterday or the day before that, Worlds Collide decided, you know what, we're going to put ours the same weekend, also in the Chicago suburb area, which is very interesting. And also AAA has been doing a lot of work. We obviously know that they have a next event in September, but well, yeah, September is the end of the month, but yeah, it's very interesting that they're going to be doing this. And obviously, of course, normally All Out would be a week or two later after Wembley, but I guess they decided to push it back towards the end of September.
Yeah, it's actually kind of
smart.
Yeah, All Out's usually the beginning, like Labor Day, around Labor Day, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Keish? Are you surprised?
No, I hate it because it's like a lot to watch in a day type of thing. But I like it at the same time because I feel like it's showing WWE that like AEW is actual competition to them now. Because I feel like if they wouldn't be doing this so often because it's been happening like way more frequently than normal.
Courtney, what do you think from a PR perspective?
I mean, it's not surprisingly, it's not a coincidence because I think WWE kind of, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from their team was following AEW's content and vice versa, because this is always something with competition, because we know WWE has always been the powerhouse for years. I mean, people thought TNA was going to take over, and look what happened. I mean, they're still going, but we see what happened after Dark Side of the Ring. But obviously, of course, when AEW came into town, they were the alternative. And obviously, of course, definitely with AEW, did they have some hurdles? Yes. Do they still have some issues they got to work out? Yes. But at the same time, people really need to stop being petty because they're 7 years old. They're 7 years old and they made it past the mark because everybody said, oh, AEW is going to die and blah, blah, blah. Well, look what happened. I mean, they made it to the 7-year mark. I mean, earlier this year, they sold out 2 pay-per-views this year alone, which is kind of crazy. But they are going to have some hurdles, but you can't discredit some of the stuff that they do. If you can't even get through your blindfolds and say, like, you know what? Even though AEW has some hurdles, they got to figure out the identity of their women's division and all that good stuff. They have something there. Now, granted, it may not be the best thing, but at least they are trying. They are trying.
Yeah. Keish?
Oh, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. I just don't like that, like, they're watching, you know, we have to watch so much in a day. That's, like, my only complaint, like, because it's just, like, boom, boom, boom. And especially, like, the one weekend, it was, like, Slammiversary, and then,
oh, yeah, that was, like, 7
that was
hours.
ridiculous.
NXT.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I like the competition, but I don't at the same time.
Oh, my gosh. MDB, actual competition. Have you seen the crowd size? I think the thing is where Courtney is right. It's been around for 7 years. And you know, they're going to make mistakes. That's just how businesses are run. Thankfully, you know, the money is long, because I think that was the issue with TNA. If the money had stayed in one spot and there was money coming in, et cetera, I think it'd be a totally different story that we'd be watching. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. And then, you know, having that interview with Taya Valkyrie, and she was talking about AEW and the crowd, it's just a different type of crowd from WWE to AEW. So at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, yes, it's kind of competition, but the people who are going to afford the $5,000 tickets, you know, where they're going to go, and the people who are going to afford I don't know how much AEW tickets cost. I don't think it's $5,000, and they're a fan of AEW, then that's where they're going to go. So I think they'll be fine.
I mean, for that, we're not saying they're young. I mean, 7 years. People thought they wouldn't make it to 5 years, and they thought, oh, AEW is going to die and all that stuff. I mean, come on. They're 7 years old. I mean, have you tried to run a company successfully and trying to do all these things and still trying to bring in money?
And it's just not better. Yeah. It's like how you said, like, they have their issues, but I'm honestly enjoying AEW more than WWE right now. So I feel like they've just, as a whole, gotten better with their product, honestly.
Yeah, it's a little bit less politics too, unfortunately.
I just think they need to add more women's matches on their flagship show.
Yeah.
And they need a women's match to main event. You were able to get the TNT championship, you were able to get the tag team championships, and you were able to get the international championship, but Boss man. I mean, come on. I'm just saying, if you love your women's division, just do it. Don't say it.
Well, speaking of women's division, let's talk about TNA.
TNA.
And TNT. Is TNT even still around? I don't even know. Let's talk about the Knockouts TV Tournament. Let's get an update on that.
Yeah, so a quick update. As you know, I was able to do watch along last night for TNA. The last couple weeks, just doing coverage because why not? I mean, no one else is doing it, so why not us? Which it makes it more convenient because this is women's wrestling talk. So pretty much they're wrapping up the first round of the Knockouts TV Tournament next week. Harley Hudson and Thea Hale went up one-on-one, and in a shocking turn, Thea Hale picked up the victory to advance in the tournament, and M by Elegance took on Rosemary. Obviously, of course, there was a lot of shenanigans outside the ring, and also the concierge made an appearance, and also we had Heather by Elegance outside the ring. But obviously, of course, due to shenanigans, M by Elegance advance into the next round. Obviously, of course, next week we're going to have Elena Black take on Wendy Chu, and also Jada Stone take on Alyssa Edwards next week. So that will wrap up the first round. It's going to be very intriguing in the second round because we're almost a few steps closer on who's going to be the inaugural Knockouts TV champion.
Do you have any picks as far as who's going to be hold the crown?
It's going to be very interesting because when you look at the second round so far, there's just so many people that could do it. Like Indy Hartwell could do it. Mara Sade could do it. Depending on who wins. I mean, I think Elena Black could be an X factor in there. So there's just so many possibilities. And, you know, we said Tasha Steelz was going to take it, but we saw what happened to her. So I don't know what's going to happen. But, I mean, there's so many possibilities, and all these ladies are really getting a lot of work in. But it's a good tournament so far, but I would probably say either Indy or Mara Sade could take it.
Yeah, I think to get in the tournament too. Yeah, go on, Akish.
I was going to say, what happened to Tasha?
Mara Sade defeated her in the first round.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I need to watch this. I'm slacking.
Yeah.
Well, you can watch with Courtney every Thursday, get that recap, all that good stuff. We have AEW Dynamite on Wednesdays, TNA on Thursdays, and SmackDown with Honey on Fridays. And then we have WoW and AAA on the weekend. So we got a lot of things.
Her and Christina are the weekend warriors. They handle that stuff.
We try, man. Oh boy.
You and Christina.
Schedule everything on the weekend. It's crazy. All right, let's talk about Britt Baker and the ALS challenge, the bucket challenge for Rebel.
It's funny, we were talking about Britt Baker a couple months ago, a month or two ago, about Britt Baker. Where is she going to do?
No, I think it was like on Monday. We were saying who would he enter the AEW Hall of Fame?
Yeah, we were talking about Britt. But surprise, surprise, Britt Baker made an appearance on her socials because, of course, we know Rebel is fighting ALS. And almost everybody in the wrestling community has shown up. It's not just AEW, it's everywhere. Sean Dean from the Infantry took to social media himself doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, which they're bringing that back because obviously Rebel's diagnosed with ALS, and also recently former running back Chris Johnson is diagnosed with ALS. So it's starting to make a comeback a little bit. So Sean Dean nominated not just a tag team partner, Carly Bravo and the Guns, but also nominated Britt Baker. And Britt Baker followed up with her nomination because she had both Rebel and Gail Kim by her side. And she actually nominated the next crew of people to take the Ice Bucket Challenge. She nominated Chris Jericho, Renee Paquette, with a special appearance of Jon Moxley, the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, Chris Statlander, Orange Cassidy, and Thunder Rosa. So she nominated them, and I thought that was really cool. And especially with the fact, too, everybody's pulling for Rebel, especially being diagnosed with ALS and seeing everybody wear the bands. I know when I was there Tuesday for Fight Factory Wrestling, I did see some people wear some of the band supporting Rebel in her diagnosis with ALS. So it's a good cause all around, and I'm happy to see everybody coming and fully support Rebel in all the promotions.
Oh my gosh, MDB, you're a hot mess. Yeah, definitely. Gosh, I mean, maybe my East Coasters, you guys would be perfect for the challenge because it's so hot there.
We can't
know,
go outside.
Right? I mean, we can, but
it's not healthy.
I mean, this air quality is just so bad. Like when I was outside, I smelled smoke, and I was like, oh
"Me too."
God.
It's bad. It's really bad.
That's well. I guess we'll leave it up to the West. Well, I'll nominate Ced since he's in the streets.
That would be good.
So y'all who are watching, just let Ced know that he is nominated. So while he's in the streets, he needs to do this challenge as the face for WWT on this challenge. So y'all tag him, all that good stuff. You know what to do, Dylan. All right, let's talk about Tom Brady.
Do we have to? I guess.
We don't. We can talk about AEW Collision.
Well, no, to be fair, because it is Fanatics weekend, I guess. So, Tom Brady, he was at Fanatics Fest this weekend. If you're in New York, he's open to appearing on WWE TV. He joined Cody Rhodes on a special live podcast edition of What Do You Want to Talk About? And Tom Brady was asked about a potential WWE run. He goes on to say, I need to get an invite. I've been waiting for Nick Khan to come up with some storyline for me to get in the mix. I'm retired from football. I have an opportunity to go out there, still showcase I'm a little bit of an athlete. My boy Gronk's done it. I've seen Logan Paul do it. I think I could get in there. Hold on for that. I could get in there for at least one match, right? Come on, Nick, make it happen. And pretty much leading up to a flag football game that featured Logan Paul, Tom Brady was critical of wrestlers and that thought athleticism, saying it was cute because that happened earlier in the year. And I guess a lot of wrestlers didn't take too kindly of that. But he said he was open, and he said it during Fanatics Fest.
Can we see him in a storyline in WWE right now?
No, I do not want to see him come. I don't. His comment really bothered me because I was just like, that's a crazy thing to say. I don't know.
How many actors and, former, hey, Jeffrey, how many actors and other people have said that they wanted to get in the ring and, they were afforded the opportunity? I feel like it's almost like that. Remember back in the day, you had rappers who want to become athletes and athletes who want to become rappers. I think now it's like you have, people wanting to be wrestlers because it's just, there's nothing else like it. And again, you go to Trick calling out Booker T. Like, there's where else in any sport or sport entertainment like that does that happen? So I could see how people would want to, but I'm not, trying to be ageist, but 48 taking his first bump. Oh boy, I don't know, man.
I mean, I already know what I'm gonna say. Enjoy retirement, man. Enjoy retirement.
Clearly he can't. Well, there's a study. I was looking at this study talking about athletes and people who've been athletes for a long period of time. It actually takes them a long time to get over that. So now, Tom, when did he retire? 45 or something like that? Like, he's been playing however long. Like, how do you? What's next? I remember when I retired from track, it took me a while. I was looking for everything. I did pageants, I did CrossFit, I did football, I did everything. Just because it was just like I still wanted that thing. So maybe he's just looking for the next. I mean, I guess give him that match, just make it make sense. I suppose.
I guess. Well, I don't know because I guess because he owns partial of the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm sorry.
And he's also a producer of the Unreal too. I think he's a producer on that.
I guess. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of the Dolphins. I put up with him for 20 years. I do not need to see him on TV. I'm sorry.
I don't know how that makes sense, MDB, but whatever.
I feel like it's not entertaining to me either. And I'm not trying to throw him under the bus before he got the opportunity or anything. But I can't see myself, oh my gosh, Tom Brady's going to cut the promo of the year. I don't feel that with him.
I'm sorry. It's just, I've been over him since after beating my team and everybody else in that division so long. I'm just like, I'm tired.
I get it.
Well, it looks like we're all tired of Tom Brady. Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's just a football. It's a football
made him
thing.
that type thing. Like, I don't.
It's just a football thing. It's just like, we're tired of you. Just retire.
Damn. All right. Well, let's see what's happening for AEW Collision.
Yeah, because there were a lot of stuff that happened last night during my watch along with TNA. It does look like a good card for Collision. They will be in Boston tomorrow, and it's right before because they're inching closer and closer to Redemption next weekend. Hikaru Shida, she is the ace of TBS. She'll be facing off against Queen Amanada for the TBS Championship after the aftermath of her match against Harley Cameron last week. We get to see Queen Amanada come in, and I think that's going to be a banger of a match. Jack Perry put out a challenge on Wednesday, trying to give anybody who wants to step it to the plate. And surprise, surprise, Nick Wayne makes an appearance after competing at the New Japan Super Juniors tournament that happened a month or two ago. So happy to see Nick Wayne back. After last night during Ring of Honor, Adam Priest wants to win, and he wants more victories, and he wants gold. So he's stepping up to the plate to face off against Bandino for the Ring of Honor World Championship right before Bandino's big match against Kyle Fletcher next weekend at Redemption. So Bandino has been a fighting champion in the Ring of Honor men's division. And also this happened last night on Ring of Honor too. AR Fox, after picking up a victory, will be facing off against Kevin Knight for the TNT Championship. So Kevin has a busy week right before all this. So he will be facing off. And also AR Fox is Darby Allin's former training partner in wrestling. So that adds another layer between the rivalry between Darby and Kevin Knight. And hold on. And we're also going to have Tommaso Ciampa, because Tommaso Ciampa put out a challenge on Wednesday that he wants to face off against anybody in the roster right before his match against Chris Jericho. And the Rascals, Myron Reed, stepped up to the plate. So they will be going up against each other one-on-one. And we're also going to have Will Ospreay take on Adam Brooks. Little bit of background on him. They are this is also one of Will Ospreay's closest friends and his former training partner as well. So he's from Australia, and he'll be reuniting with his good friend Will Ospreay. And we've seen a lot of friends of Will Ospreay. He has a lot of friends. So that's really interesting. He's going up one-on-one with his friend on his road to Wembley Stadium. And also, since it's in Boston, we're going to hear from Mercedes Moné after her victory on Dynamite on Wednesday. We're going to hear what she has to say leading up to her big match at All in Wembley Stadium. So let's see what happens there. And we're also going to have the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena in action. And very curious, they're both on the same show. So it's going to be very interesting to see if there's going to be interaction backstage between Athena and Mercedes. But always love to see the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. And of course, we're going to have the Don Callis family in action after the commotion that happened on Wednesday. Brian Cage, Jake Doyle, and Hechicero will be in action. And pretty sure you'll see a sighting of Mr. Don Callis. And get to see my gals, the Brawling Birds, because they're trying to make a name for themselves on the road to Wembley Stadium. So they will be in action. And all this and more is happening on Collision tomorrow night. Ironically enough, the same night Saturday night's main event, but there's always wrestling on around on a good old Saturday night.
I guess we'll find this video. Somebody is here.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it said.
That's very interesting.
Did TK press the button today?
No.
You did. Oh, you still didn't do it. Okay. See, I was gonna shower you with some praise, and then you could have lied to me. You could have lied.
Sure.
You could have said you did.
I did.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Friday.
Looks like you're going to be doing the ALS challenge. So is this what you've hopped on to tell us about?
I don't know who told you wrong, but the mayor don't like to get wet. The mayor don't like to be cold. He did his first ice bath 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't pleasant. So there will be no ALS Ice Bucket challenge for the mayor. The mayor is happy to donate loads of money to the cause. But we don't do performative.
All right, Dylan, the mayor does not like to get wet. Anything that you want to see as far as Collision?
Mercedes. That's it. Courtney knows this. Mercedes, the soon to be
it's not a coincidence.
Women's champion. The soon to be women's champion. It don't matter who you put out there in Wembley. We know what's happening. Redemption time is here. Judgment Day is here for everybody who said the belt collector was a waste of time. Now she's going to get the biggest title and do something that will never be replicated in women's wrestling history.
He
Wait, who
was
said
bald.
the belt collector was a waste of time? Does anybody hear?
I never said that.
There were so many.
I never said it was a waste.
There were so many people that were just trying to poo-poo on the collection of belts. It doesn't elevate the women. What does it mean? I don't know who these other people are. That's all you guys said for months. We got it on film. This is there. We can't. Don't retract now.
It's not retracting. It's like we didn't. Well, I'll speak for myself. I didn't understand it. It was like, what is the game plan with this? However, at the end of the day, you can't take that away from her. So it's like, nobody else has done it.
Exactly. And some of you guys didn't realize you were in the middle of history while it was going on, and that's okay. That's okay. That's what I'm here for, is to educate.
Well,
let y'all know that.
I mean, no one was taking her thunder. I didn't say anything bad about her on my watch-alongs. I gave her credit.
Well, that being said, was there anything you're looking for? Oh, so you said Mercedes. Keisha, anything you're looking for Collision tomorrow?
All of it, honestly. I feel like that's a stacked card.
Yeah.
For Saturday.
Mm-hmm. AEW always be having these. Sometimes it's like, wait, so is this a 9-hour show? What are we doing?
11.
Sometimes it's 11 hours. Anything you're looking forward to, Courtney?
I mean, outside of my gals, the Brawling Birds, I'm very excited for Will Ospreay versus Adam Brooks. I said this a little bit earlier because Bossman posted this on Twitter. This is actually one of Will Ospreay's closest friends from Australia and was a former training partner. So it's nice that we get on this little journey with Will Ospreay and seeing all of his closest friends, from Michael Oku to him, obviously Kenny. But, you know, it's really interesting that we're on this journey. I'm very excited to see AR Fox against Kevin Knight because I follow Ring of Honor on socials, and when that came out, I was like, yeah, Kevin Knight's gonna have a busy week because he has to face off tomorrow. He has to put the title on against Darby, and he has to face off against Kenny in the next pay-per-view. So yeah, I mean, Mr. Kevin Knight's gonna be a busy man this next couple days, but happy to see that. Also, yeah, it looks like a really stacked card. I'm very excited to see Athena back on TV. It's going to be very interesting, especially I wouldn't be surprised if there was a backstage stabbing between Mercedes and Athena, because it looks like they do have some common enemies.
We'll see. Let's get into Saturday night main event.
Oh, Saturday night main event tomorrow. As I said, it is in Madison Square Garden. So obviously, of course, it's a busy weekend in New York because obviously Fanatics Fest is happening, but also Saturday night's main event is happening tomorrow. Obviously, of course, we know one of the players from the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson, accepted Roman Reigns' invite on social. So he will be there tomorrow. Not sure what's going to happen in the interaction with him and Roman, but it's going to be very interesting, especially right before his big match against Seth Rollins. And also, we have Danhausen taking on J.D. McDonough.
That's it?
Face.
I mean,
Jordan Devlin deserves a lot better than this. But we'll see what happens.
Right. Okay. Wait, so is it just that's it?
No, is anybody else pick?
Oh, okay, got you. You did such a pregnant pause. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, Danhausen is technically undefeated, so I guess we're still doing that thing, and I expect this is probably going to be the match that Jalen Brunson has some type of involvement in, since the whole like Knicks championship, the curse, and all that. Yeah, it's not a good time for Judgment Day. This is like all they're doing the past month. Liv's not defending the title much or at all. She'll have her first against Io. But I don't like seeing JD get dragged through the mud since they kicked Finn out the group. But he's just going to lose.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick Danhausen to win this.
Because I feel like it's just an entertainment match. Like, I don't really think they're really going to wrestle. Like, JD's going to wrestle, of course, but I feel like he's just going to get, like go through hoops. It's going to be like a circus show type of thing.
Mm.
And then Danhausen wins somehow.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a lot of people who normally wouldn't go to a WWE show from Fanatics Fest, too. So I think you're going to get, I think Danhausen as well. What do we have next?
So we have, hold on, let me see. We have the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We have Brie Bella and Paige taking on Fatal Influence.
Paige and Brie need to lose.
Damn.
Man.
Well, then.
I'm over it. Like, I like them, but it's over for me.
No, I think they're gonna carry it to SummerSlam. So I think they're gonna retain. Mr. Welton.
I like that Fatal Influence is getting a title shot, and I think their momentum kind of like deflated a little bit in recent weeks from their debut. With that being said, I think Paige and Brie are fine exactly where they are. Even though the storylines aren't as great, Lash and Nia just got back. They're doing great work in ring. It's just that the storylines aren't there right now, and I feel like there's still time for Nikki's eventual return to actually like freebird the titles a little bit and push Paige to do something else. So I'm looking out for that within the next quarter. So I got Paige and Brie retaining.
Courtney?
I would pick Fatal Influence, but I think Cassette adjusted Nikki Bella is returning. Not sure when, but she is returning soon. And I am going to pick Paige and Brie. And I feel like it's going to be a segue for both of these ladies because I don't think it's going to end here. And also with the fact too, Nikki's returning, that's also going to be added later. So I'm going to pick Paige and Brie to retain.
All right, who do we have next?
Can I ask you guys a question really quick?
Yeah. Yes.
So if let's say like Paige and Brie lost the titles, would you guys want to see Nikki Bella come back and turn heel with Brie on Paige, and then Paige and AJ Lee team up to take on the Bellas? Because I saw they're gonna be on the show at Fanatics Fest Sunday. Well, AJ and Paige are with the Bellas.
Well, because AJ, I think the last time we heard from her, she's gonna be taking more of a break. So, and that was recent. So I don't know if she's gonna be coming back anytime soon. I do like the angle with Nikki coming back and then turning on Paige because that gives Paige something to do. Because I think the Bella twins for mainstream media makes sense. So that's why I feel like they're going to retain this, and then Nikki's going to come in and, some shenanigans are going to happen, and, there's going to be a thing with them and Paige. So yeah, I don't know. See, the problem is, which is a good problem. Well, I'm nosy, so I like to know all of it. But the problem is we know too much. Like we know AJ is going to take a bit of a break. She might come back sooner, but like we know like the actual real lives of people. So then we apply their real lives to what's happening. Plus we also know the real, some of the stuff that's going on with WWE, the politics of it all. So then we take all that into account opposed to just watching the show.
Yeah.
Like that makes, so that's like the unfortunate thing. So like when I look at like stories, I'm like, okay, well, how is this going to play out? This is what I want in my fantasy world, but this is all the factors. Like what's TKO going to think? What's Endeavor going to think? What's Triple H going to think? How much is the merch sales going? How popular? Like all these things are going in my brain before I think, okay, this is what's going to happen, which is unfortunate, opposed to just, being, childlike and actually enjoying the actual wrestling of it all. So, so that's why I think that's gonna come in, because numbers now mean way more now than the Vince era that we just came out of, where he was just looking to how he felt. because he was the boss of everything.
Number,
so yeah,
numbers and revenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thought. But I mean, they've surprised us before. Not as often, but they've surprised us before. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do look for the surprises, but you know, it has to make, you know, they can't just surprise us and it not make sense financially because then they have to answer to other people. Who do we have next?
We have this match should have been at SummerSlam, but that's just me.
Right.
Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria happening at Saturday night's main event.
Well, how many times have they had matches? Like 3 times or more than that?
2, 3. I know they met earlier this year.
Because if this is the 3rd one, then that will come into play. Where's Bosa at? This is a Bosa question.
I know.
Yeah.
Unless Bailey wins and then Lyra goes like, she already looks like really funky already. But unless like she just full blown goes heel after Bailey beats her and then they fight at SummerSlam. Because I agree, I was upset that this is happening at Saturday Night's Main Event. This is definitely a SummerSlam level type of storyline you could build into. So I was kind of shocked that they did it for tomorrow.
Thoughts said?
You know, still shocked by where they went with this. Like, we completely went away from the Bailey schizophrenia stuff. Character shift for Lyra, maybe she needs it, maybe it sticks, needs a little edge where she can just talk less and just work. But I feel like they should have got their just due to win the tag team titles at least one time, which is a miss. This tells me something bigger is in play here for the rest of the year. I expect Lyra to overcome Bailey because Bailey's going to always do the right thing by the women's division. But don't be surprised if Bailey is out of here sooner rather than later. And I'm talking about within the next 3 months. And I'm talking about just a quiet contract expiration. And she's off to do other things. Like, I fully believe that.
Well, then that also depends on, like, if she intends to wrestle for somewhere else or just do other things. Because that will go into play on how she ends or takes leave.
So it's funny that you mentioned that. Actually, I think you know Emilio. I don't know how we did this. Me and Emilio talked on TikTok Live for like 2 hours, like Saturday night. We brought this up, and there's so many cool things that Bailey can do in the wrestling space right now because it's so open, like with the New Japan, Stardoms, things like that. You don't have to necessarily replicate what Mercedes did, but look at what she's already doing with her school, Lotus Stone, how she has access to all these women worldwide. Now, to be able to elevate those same women outside of her school and real programming probably is enticing her. So I can see her doing that in the twilight of her career.
Yeah. It's not to say we don't need it. So, you know, we see Athena doing it. We also have Stardom. We have, oh my gosh, we have WoW. We have Shine. So but there's still more that can be done. So, yeah.
Money in fake TK's hands. That'll give them the opportunity to actually book a women's main event.
Well, what's next?
And I'm gonna pick because I didn't do my pick. I think I'm gonna pick Bailey for this only because they're probably gonna elevate this story a lot more further into SummerSlam. So I would be shocked if they met again at SummerSlam. So I'm picking Bailey for the win. And then we have this tag team match. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk taking on Gunther and Sami Zayn.
I don't know.
What is this? Would this be considered the main event?
Yep, it is the main event.
Probably.
See, man, the return to Saturday Night's main event was such a nostalgic thing. And like outside of like what we did with John, all these cards been kind of whatever. Like you had the beginning where we had the inaugural women's IC US titles, and it's been like downhill. You had John's retirement match, and they just throw whatever together for these matches, for these main events, and that's what sucks. Me personally, I don't care about this tag team match. I feel like Sammy should have had a longer title run. I think Gunther should fight Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. Like, Why do we need a tag team match to let these guys air their grievances? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, the fact that it's Peacock, that's kind of what I think. I think that's why it's still going. They have some type of deal with them. Yeah, I would want Sammy, but to me, they're just kind of doing him like they did Naomi, and either one day he'll become like a true heel and get everything he deserved for just being such a good soldier, or like he's just always going to be Sami Zayn. Thoughts, Keish?
It feels like, like back in the day, like they'd be on commentary, like just throwing teams together and they're like, can the two coexist? It feels like one of those type of things with this. And it's like, I feel like if anything, this could be a way to elevate Sammy to push him into a heel. Like, let's say you have Cody or CM Punk pin Sammy and Sammy crash out or something. Other than that, I'm kind of like, what are they going to do with Sammy at SummerSlam? Like, I feel like I don't see any direction for him. I don't know. It's a weird match, honestly. I think it'll be good, but it's like thrown together for sure.
Yeah.
On what planet would Sammy and Gunther tag?
Yeah.
And coexist with their history? On what planet would you give somebody that watches the product, that knows the history between the two, and say, hey, they're gonna do a tag match and it's gonna be totally okay?
Well, you said the key word. I feel like the fact that it's on Peacock on a Saturday, and then you also throw in Fanatics Fest that's currently happening. I think their thought process is going to get more people because, for instance, we're still going to have a watch along. There are going to be plenty of WWE fans who are still going to watch regardless. But then there's going to be those people who like, oh, it's on Peacock, let me check this out, or it's on Fanatics Fest, let me check that. They're just banking on new eyes. So the new eyes don't know all the history. That's what I think. Like, because yes, you're right. In any world, like, okay, doesn't make sense. But then there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. But they're not trying to service us because we're always gonna be there. Like, I personally think if you sat through the Vince era and everything else, and you're still here, and you sat through Hulk Hogan, and you sat through Vince again on him leaving, and you're still watching, they're not worried about us.
No, that's true. And also people with kids. Because I went to Cena's retirement match, and there was a guy next to me, and he had his daughter with him. He brought the ticket for her to come because she likes wrestling. And he was asking me questions the whole time because he had no idea about what was going on. And like when Oba came out, everyone just went crazy and we're chanting, and he's like, oh, they really like this guy, huh? And I gave him like a whole breakdown of like Oba Femi in like 3 minutes before the match. So I feel like you have a lot of that probably too, like your point with Fanatics. Like people are probably going to Fanatics or taking their kids, and it's like, hey, Dad, can we go see Cody Rhodes and CM Punk in a tag match? So that makes sense. I can see that.
It makes sense, and it's kind of crazy, Cash, you brought that up, because when I went to Deanna and Steve's Battle for the Brave event, and the Hardys were there, I can't tell you how many times a lot of people brought their children to meet both Matt and Jeff Hardy. And even when I tell them some of the history, because I've been a fan since I was a kid, and showing them like I've been a fan, like some of them started being fans like probably when Matt Hardy was doing the delete the broken Hardys and all that stuff, but never got to experience like the entire history of the Hardys. And they are still like, even when they came in the main event, the whole building was really rocking because everybody was going for the Hardys.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see how this goes. And this is the main event, right? This last match.
Yes, this is the main event.
Yeah, he said, shaking his head. I don't book it. Said I'm not too much people with the money.
Get your look back, Sammy. That's all I said. Get your look back.
Well, I think we all want him to, but there's something happening in the back that I don't know. I don't know if it's politics. I don't know if it's a numbers game, but there's something happening that's clearly, and Sammy's, he's.
I think it's more the same we've seen for like the past 20 years. It's like the reluctance to build new stars. So you cling to like what is taboo, what people know.
Yeah. Well, we will be having watch along for Saturday Night Main Event. Also Triple A and WoW. this weekend. So definitely keep it locked to that. And I think that's a good note to end on. Well, not really good note, but make sure y'all watch that. With that being said, Keish, how can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Wrestling with Keish.
And PR Princess, where can everybody find you?
You can always find me chirping sporadically on WWT Live as I can. Wednesdays, you know where to find me, AEW Dynamite, because we're at the final stop before Redemption in Montreal. So you get to hang with me for 2 hours on that. There will be a watch along for Redemption. There will be a watch along for that. So you can follow me on that. Very, very excited in Montreal, Quebec. Also, not only you can hang with me Wednesdays, you can hang with me on Thursdays for TNA because we're continuing coverage from the Knockouts TV Tournament. We are closing in on the first round, and we're pretty much getting in the second round. It's really getting exciting. So if you want to hang with me Wednesdays and Thursdays, that's always good. You can follow me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11 because I do have content happening. Shout out to Dave and everybody from Fight Factory Wrestling because I will be doing a recap posting this weekend. It was a really good show at the shore, on the beach. Such fun all around, and it's always really good. But yeah, I'm just moving and grooving around here because it's a hot city summer in the East Coast, and there's lots of stuff happening. And if you're at Fanatics Fest, please make sure to stay cool, drink a lot of water. Please be very careful of the heat and also the air quality that is happening in the East Coast because we want to make sure all you guys are safety. So make sure to have fun and be safe during Fanatics Fest.
Sounds good. And Mr. Welton, where can everybody find you?
You can't find me this time. I normally would tell you I don't want your follows, which I don't. My handle's been here on the screen the whole time. I would have this diatribe how I used to be this prominent philosopher on Monday nights and how that was robbed of me. But I'm going to spare you the time today and just say support the network, support the creators on this network. Honey is apparently at Fanatics Fest, and I want you guys to call her Honey Hickenbottom tonight because she was there and did Shawn Michaels' entrance at the little stage, and I just saw it. Honey Hickenbottom is her name. That's what I'm calling from now on. Support the creators here. Leave me alone. But and yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, Billy, to clock that. All right, y'all. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www.talkpod.com. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.